Hi everyone, it's Cody from the Rancor's Brothel. If you haven't heard already, we're in a partnership with a great gaming company called Metallic Dice Games. They provide some of the best looking dice and accessories at an affordable price, and here at the brothel, we're going to make that great price even better. By using our exclusive promo code RBP10 at checkout, you can get 10% off your entire purchase. Even better, Metallic Dice Games is giving a bit of it back to the show to help us cover expenses. So snag yourself a set of premium dice over at metallicdicegames.com and help support the podcast by using promo code RBP10. Check it out today.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents... Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler.
What's this chuckle doing over here?
Cody turns around and was like, what the are you talking about?
Well, you were like, oh, you got... It was like,
It was like the
what was that?
slowly rising bubble out the
Oh, okay.
I know, but I don't think anybody knew what the you were talking about
You're like,
at
oh, you
all.
got a little bubble there.
Well, but it was like almost
It
like the...
slowly rose out of the bottle.
What's his
and popped.
name? Herbert the pervert or whatever? It was like,
Oh, hi, Daniel.
Make that.
you got a little bubble over there.
Make
I'm
that-
just like, what the are you talking about?
Jeff, make that the intro to the show, or at least to this episode.
No, that's definitely a clippable moment. What is that chuckle doing? How much of that meat have you had, Lucas? Let
Not
the
enough.
audience know.
Not enough.
Jesus.
Is that the rose one?
Yeah,
Rhodes.
it's actually pretty good.
Daniel, pick it up. How heavy does it feel?
It's about halfway.
I mean, there's a
He's
lot
got a
in
couple
there.
sips. He's about on the ground.
It's about halfway.
I had a fraternity brother who was convinced that he would get drunk off of 3 sips of woodchuck. It was the funniest thing.
Woodchuck of all things.
Oh, yeah. No. He had, like, woodchuck, and he was running around the house going, woo! And I was like, how much did you have? And
3 sips.
yeah. No. It was a woodchuck, but it was, like, down to, like, here.
That's just a sugar rush.
Probably.
That guy was just excited about being drunk.
I guess why I didn't like woodchuck because it's so too sweet. Like
I can't feel my face.
Oh,
Or legs.
It's legs.
Legs.
100%.
no legs.
100% what he was doing.
God,
Okay.
He's great.
Okay. For the audience, just so everybody knows, to the recommendation of Troy and everyone else at the table, I did actually tweet Dennis Detweiler like the day after we played last time, and he provided some clarification. So hopefully, I believe Jeff is going to try and edit it so the audience doesn't hear us bicker too much about the dates and everything
It's
regarding
most
the
of
footage.
last session, though.
Yeah, I know. It's
Our
going to be
content.
but our content.
It's all of our content.
Let's say that 3.5 hour episode or that 3.5 hour recording becomes a 25-minute episode.
It's 2 reasons people come back to us. It's the innuendo and the bickering.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Write us at between2crits@gmail.com and let us know.
Wait, does that still exist?
I mean, yeah. The Rancor's Brothel at gmail.com, I believe, is monitored by Jeff, who pays attention to it more than I do at Between
That's
Two Crits. Message us on Twitter. It's easier. I pay attention to that more. Or the Facebook page.
No, make it simple. Just Facebook.
Oh, the Facebooks.
Nailed it.
The internet is a series of tubes. We'll see what other bullshit phrases I can come up with. So for the audience, thank you, by the way, Dennis, for replying. That was super cool of you. So to clarify, Devon and the footage regarding Dorchester House. Footage of the day of the disappearance is in fact available. So if you want that on your flash drive, you can have that. But it shows no actual disappearance. This is the part that I didn't quite understand. Essentially, the 4 patients in question are put to bed, and the doors are never opened again on the footage. Basically, the orderly walks by, looks in the door, or looks in the window or whatever on the patient, sees the patient is no longer there. Then that whole situation that we talked about last time resolves itself, right? So the separate issue that I kind of bled them together, the May 27th to June 8th time period was a hard drive error. That's the only error, the only issue that the system at Dorchester House has had in the last 10 months, year and a half, whatever. So this is specifically the only problem that has occurred. So Devon would let you know he can't find any physical fault in the system, but can guarantee those patients are not videotaped ever leaving those rooms. So that's the mix-up that we had last time. Hopefully that makes some better clarity for you guys and for your notes as well as for the audience. Any questions over that?
And so the hard drive error that happened during Barbas's visit, right?
Yeah, he
Yes.
visited on the 29th.
But it was out before he showed up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it was in that time frame, but it does not coincide either the
Right.
beginning or the end. It's just within that period.
It was
Previous to people disappearing.
yes.
So
Right. So
it's kind of irrelevant.
Not necessarily.
I mean, yeah, not necessarily. It's
It's Delta Green, my dude.
he could have said, "Hey, I need these cameras blacked out for a 2-week period. You know, I'm going to show up at some point."
Maybe.
I think
I don't want footage, but I am going to sign this bitchin' guest book.
no, and I think that's the thing. I bled them together as one issue, which is my bad. These are actually two separate issues. So I gave you some auxiliary information that you probably would have asked for in the next sentence anyway. Kind of a, hey, when's the last time you had any issues? Have you had any problems? Well, we had this issue from May 27th to June 8th, but that's it.
Okay.
So in terms of where I sort of want to start tonight, Sam has cracked the code on the postcard. You guys had sort of talked about Daniel and Flynn doing like a 12 to 4 shift, and then Troy and Lucas doing a 4 to 8 shift outside Barbas's house. So it kind of plays with time and gets a little funky wonky, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it's about the time that you would make that switch anyway. So that way all 4 of you are awake in the car outside of Barbas's house and are able to sort of converse freely. So
To be
whatever sort of
fair,
topics you want to talk about.
we're in the car outside Barbas's house, not just all standing outside Barbas's house.
That's true.
So just to clarify. Yeah, so I will let them know about, I heard someone come out the back door, and I'm pretty sure they heard me, but they threw out some box of what looked like to be some kind of machinery, gears, whatnot.
Pistons, car parts, something to that effect.
But I didn't actually go grab the box or look into it further, because obviously I think they heard me. So someone's in there, and did Flynn and I only see the robe lady kind of
I think
teasing us out
I
the
think
window?
I saw the robe lady,
Okay.
so I would
Technically.
describe. I saw, a robed figure. Was she hot?
Yeah, probably. I mean, relatively
What's your
speaking.
app, bro?
Have you ever seen Lethal Weapon, Flynn?
No.
Oh, all right. Anyone else who's seen
Yes.
anyone else who's seen one of the great 80s action movies? Anyone? Everybody else?
Yes. Yeah.
When the woman is wearing sort of like the sheer robe, but she's completely nude underneath, kind of that look.
To like the sheer nipples definitely defined.
Well, I mean, you only got a glance of a hand like peering
But
back from
you
the
know.
In
window.
a dark window.
Though.
In a dark window of all things.
It's the
Right.
way she moved the curtain.
You
you
can
know.
fill in the details. Yeah, you can tell the way she
I
moved
give
the
them
curtain.
all the details.
I think he's exaggerating a bit. I don't believe him.
the way that she moved the curtain. You can definitely tell that she's a goer. You know what I mean?
She
Right,
was
right,
maneuvering
There's-
around a bare
there's-
nipple.
There's no way Barbas's cringy ass has that kind of woman in his house. I don't
She
care
is-
what
How do you know
tell me.
Barbas is in there?
His car's here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his car's here.
Well,
Where else would he be? He ain't gonna be walking. He could barely walk into the restaurant.
that's fair.
Steering clear of paper shredders.
That's true. I also picked up his mail off his porch.
Oh, that's a federal offense.
I'll put it back.
Says the guy illegally carrying how many firearms?
Hey, we got the okay
I don't
from
think he
the
has them on
scary
him.
voice.
I only have one on me. The rest are in the trunk.
And what else are you carrying that you shouldn't have legally?
I haven't told anybody about those yet.
Oh wait. Oh, if he's got firearms in the trunk, it wasn't my car we took here.
So we have collections notices. We
Everything's in my go
have
bag.
water and electricity turned off. We have notices from the police union, and this little number from question mark. And I'll show him the postcard.
Did you give us the postcard on the chat?
We
I
have the
believe so,
postcard,
yes.
but we don't have the translation.
Oh, I didn't give you the translation. Sorry. I thought I did. The problem is it's written in the book. It's not written on an image of the postcard.
Yeah.
I don't recall if you sent us the translation.
Would you read
Look
it
at the
again?
You did in the
Oh,
chat.
I'm pretty
It's in
sure
the
I
chat.
typed it out.
Oh,
Yeah, it's in the
okay.
chat.
Oh, that's right.
Because I
Yeah,
had
it
to
wasn't.
type
It
it
wasn't part of the. Yeah, it's not. It's not in the clue.
In order to vamp, in case
Was
Jeff
that
gets it.
was
I gotta
that
go through
before?
all 20 memes from today before I get
Yeah,
up
It's
there.
like, was that
Fucking
before or
news.
after the Lola Bunny?
It would have been before the
Before
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny.
That was
Okay.
the Lola Bunny conversation.
There
part
it
of
is, just before.
So for everyone else, the translated message reads, Dearest M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent, and Yitiel, and then it says in brackets, SP ? Is a wonder. Say, quote, hello, end quote, to V for me. Abigail is here. Wish you were.
And we assumed that he was talking about Carcosa out of game.
Out of game, in game.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Yeah.
I would say it's Yethiel. Is it not Yethiel?
Yithatel.
Yethitel.
Yithatel.
It's spelled Yihitel. So Yihitel. Yihitel.
Yithatel.
I'm going to assume that H is supposed to have a bit of a
You typed it Yithitel.
Yihitel is what it should
Then you
be.
misspelled it in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
How dare I misspell a made-up word?
That also has SP
Yithitel.
next to it anyway. So.
Right, exactly.
Wait, so it's YIH tit EL. It's all coming together. The woman.
No,
Tit.
it's only one T.
You could tell by how much she had to move her hand around the 8-inch hard nipple.
Oh, so there's only one.
There's only one T.
Oh, this is bullshit.
And he spelled hello HULLO.
So Daniel, to clarify, you said you saw someone run out, or you just saw someone throw a box out?
I did not physically see them. I heard them.
But you got the feeling that they exited the house or just opened it to throw a box out.
When I tripped over that damn rock, it sounded like they rushed in. Cody might have to clarify
Rushed
this, but yeah,
Wait, so they know we're here?
I don't.
Yithatel.
It more sound like
It's a very with the H there. It to me it feels very sort of Yiddish almost, like you got a in it. There's no C, so it doesn't make that.
the way you spelled it in chat made it a lot more easier to pronounce. Now it's just like what without that T in there.
Yithatel.
Yihitel
Yithatel.
is how I would assume it's pronounced.
Yeah, because Yithatel, it's a lot
Yeah,
easier
the
to
TH,
say.
the TH is easy. It probably my phone was like, oh yeah, TH makes sense.
But anyways, Cody might have to clarify on this, but from what it sounded like they rushed in. Like they maybe just came out to the porch, threw the box out, and rushed back in. I don't think they just opened the door and threw the box and then went back in. To your question, I don't think they know we're here. Just more sound like I startled them. Like they didn't see me.
Wait. Those are contradicting notions.
I could have been anything. They didn't physically see me. They don't know what they heard.
That f***ing raccoon's back tripping over the f***ing rock every night.
That's probably what startled him. With a raccoon.
Trying to get with this scantily clad lady upstairs with my machine parts.
You definitely, by the way, have to see Lethal Weapon now. That's a requirement.
Fine. I recently watched Rambo for the first time.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay, so you watched First Blood. Technically, it's not called Rambo,
Oh, Rambo 1.
which is a great movie. It's probably
Oh,
the
yeah,
best one.
it was great.
That's not like
Not probably.
that's not like Rainbow Six Siege.
Rambo 6 Siege.
We're talking about the same thing here.
That speech, though, he delivers very, very well. They drew first blood. Such
That was good.
That
was good.
Very, very good. People who look back fondly on the Vietnam War should watch First Blood.
That's
Does
like
anybody
three
look
people.
fondly on the Vietnam War?
And they're all sociopaths.
Yeah, I do. I think so. I think people who don't pay attention to history, absolutely.
Man, that's when we were the good guys. The f*** are you talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. That right there. That's
Oh man.
nepotism. Is that the word that I want to use?
No, it's mental illness.
Dissolution.
That's probably the right one.
Patriotism.
Jingoism.
Bingo. On the
Bingoism.
nose. Djangoism. Yeah.
I'll stick with patriotism.
Probably also the people who think Nixon was a good president.
Again, patriotism.
Djangoism is the perfect word. Thank you very much, Troy.
So we're going to pass off this shift on to you guys. The biggest part of the stakeout wasn't just to find out what's going on in his house, but also to kind of like maybe see where he goes, if he goes anywhere. Because we came here, was it earlier in the day, and his car was gone, right? And then we came back.
I can't remember.
We came.
Or was it the day before? Okay, so we came the day before, and then during the day, and his car was gone. Came back at night, his car was here.
We
so
came before our meeting.
Yeah,
This
so
was the day before.
So we know he's coming and going, or someone's using his car. We can only assume it's him.
Yeah, I'll point out the window. And is there still smoke coming from the window?
It's just sort of like if you roll the windows down or something. I mean, you're sitting in a car, and a car naturally is going to breathe from the outside air. You know what I mean? It just all kind of smells like, you know how when that guy down the road from you is grilling?
Oh.
Or, you know, like, it just smells like if you've ever had a car guy near your house, like, and it just constantly smells of sort of gasoline, motor oil, exhaust fumes. Like, you can just kind of tell. It's like somebody's working on a car somewhere. And it just seems to be, you went up to Barbas' house, it seems to be emanating for his house. It smells like going in to get your tires changed or going into any sort of auto parts
But there's no
garage.
sound?
Not that you've really stopped to listen per se. It's not like an overwhelming, I'm working on a Harley engine kind of a sound.
Okay.
You've heard probably some some clanks and some bangs and some stuff, but you're not like hearing
Like an engine chugging along.
right.
Okay.
Right now you're surveilling in a closed car, I'm assuming, from across the street. So, you know, if you want to do something more invasive, you can, but thus far you guys seem to be playing it very hands off, so I'm going to assume that you're very hands off.
Well, we were. Well, other than the mail. But we'll see what our compatriots do. I fall immediately to sleep.
All right, Flynn's like, well, I'm done.
Bye. I crank the seat back onto Inez's legs and just I'm out.
Have trouble squeezing out of the back
No,
seat.
if you're sleeping in the back.
I assume so.
Are you going to wake me up? Because I am asleep. I have very bad sleep apnea.
Is that why you wanted to go down to the gas station and get coffee?
Snores.
Oh yeah, I'm already snoring.
Any conversation from Deacon and Inez?
So it's about 4 o'clock, a little after ish.
Yeah.
Just past witch's hour.
Are there any lights on in the neighbor's house?
Are you talking about the neighbor you've spoken to before?
Yeah.
Probably not at 4 a.m. If there's any light on, it definitely seems like a, hey, I left the light on because I leave the light on kind of a thing, not a, hey, I'm up and about kind of a thing. Now, just to clarify, I believe Deacon is supposed to be the one in the driver's seat. Is that correct?
That is the case, yes.
Okay. So passenger seat, driver's seat, you two in the back.
I guess.
Well, my thought was, which is not very smart or sound probably, but it would be to maybe knock on the neighbor's door and say, hey, there's smoke coming out of this guy's house, but then why are we there at 4 o'clock in the morning?
He might find that odd since he
Call the
asked you
fire-
about that once before.
Call the fire department for smoke. Possible fire.
I
Yeah.
love that idea.
Somebody else can break in through the house. Make sure everybody's okay.
But then
We happened to be driving by. We saw smoke rolling out.
we don't have to be here.
Well, that's also true.
Or be close.
We came after the fire department got here to tell you what we found at the asylum. And while we're in there, we just, look around his house.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I also feel like, how long will it take for the fire department to get here?
What's the average response time of a fire department?
I Google how close is the fire department.
I mean, most firefighting response times are going to be 10 minutes or less. In an average place, they want the response time to be less than 10 minutes.
You're also going to get all three. Most of the time, when you call one, you get all three. Ambulance, police, fire.
Yeah, I mean, you will. Does anybody have? I just need to look at the folks who are up. Yeah, both of you have bureaucracy. Inez, you have it at a decent enough score. You know, if you do that, you will set off a major response. You will probably get 3 or 4 fire trucks. You will get probably a couple of cops, and you'll almost certainly get an ambulance. Like you will light the street up. It will not be quiet.
You see that rock that this guy keeps tripping over.
In anywhere from, depending on response time, in anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, there will probably be 12 rescue vehicles and God knows, how many first responders.
Yeah.
Is this an older neighborhood?
It's Boston, so yes.
No, but I mean,
Yes.
are these older houses or are these new fab houses?
These are older houses. This is definitely, his house is very like a 1920s, 1930s.
Okay.
The houses are fairly on top of each other. There's not a lot of yard. Small road. Like I said, it's barely a 2-lane road here. Like you guys probably even pulled up onto somebody's yard to park your car, kind of a thing. It's a narrow street. 4th Street or whatever street we're on. I don't remember now. I can look.
What if we back the car a little bit, call the fire department, and then we can just walk out as if we are, concerned neighbors to see what's going on, just to get a closer look to see what
It's an option.
happens. Because I don't know that we want to be in the car close.
Sam and Roddrick are about to have a rude awakening.
Who's got a burner phone?
We have a burner phone.
Use it. Who's against this idea?
We're sleeping.
Oh, they don't have a say.
Yeah.
So yeah, back the car up,
Back the car up.
just enough to see the house, basically, kind of.
Is this just one long road, or is there other blocks we could turn to a block?
I'm assuming that you're on a block of 6 or 7 houses before you get to crossroads at either side. So you've got a block and a half of space.
So I could get to a crossroad, back into a crossroad, and still see the house at a diagonal.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little harder to do that, but yes, I mean you'd be able to
If
see
that's
it
an
at a
option.
distance.
That gets me off the main drag.
I don't want to get too far, but I want to get far enough that we're not sitting right on top of the house.
Right. I want to. If we're not on the main drag, it's a lot less sketch, right? Coming around the
Not
corner.
necessarily. I mean, we can face the opposite way, so if we need a quick getaway, we're at least not facing towards the ruckus.
All right. So I'll just back 3-4 houses down. Phone it in.
Yeah, I'll use the bag phone, 911.
This is amazing.
Are you guys doing it at a specific time or
Right away.
Right the now.
Well, okay.
I mean,
You guys are going to be awoken by sirens and. There's a fire.
It's like that
anytime we waste waiting, there's going to be more time for them to, stop or get away. I don't know.
So you turn on the phone boots, beep, 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 like it did before.
Takes 10 minutes.
Yep.
we get an operator. Operator patches us through to the fire department.
You dial 911. Nothing happens.
I kind of thought maybe.
Hit star first.
It doesn't seem to connect. There's no dial tone. It's just like, you ever back in the day you push 6 numbers instead of 7, and the phone is just
Yeah.
hissing on the other side, waiting for you to finish doing the job.
Point of order. I do have a burner phone in my go bag, which was sent to you prior to game start.
Yeah, no, you can.
I'll use it.
Okay,
I'll use it instead.
sure.
My next move was to be a dick and use Sam's phone.
That sleep apnea, damn it.
All right. As a choice.
Your burner phone's burned.
Probably not a good choice, but it's a choice.
I put it underneath the wheel and back over it. after I call.
Once I hear the sirens, I'm gonna be like Danny DeVito in that meme. So I started firing. Something like that, right? So there I was, started firing. Okay.
This is amazing. I'm very glad this is happening.
I feel like we kind of tripped up.
Grady's so
Grady's
mad.
trying to figure out how to deal with this.
No, that's a choice. I don't dislike this choice. I'm just trying to figure something out.
And you guys were doing this because the smoke was still coming out.
Yeah, it looked like there was a big fire going on.
I don't know if that's what Grady said, but I love
These houses are way too close together. If that thing reaches over, it's going to catch everything on fire.
911. What's the nature of your emergency?
Yeah, there's a fire at, I can't remember the Lucas can't remember the actual.
919.
We'll give the
4th
address.
Street.
I give the address. It appears to be some sort of small fire coming from within the home, second floor.
All right, sir. Stand by. First responders are en route.
Thank you. Hang up. Trash the phone.
About 2 or 3 minutes later. All right, I'm gonna need some people to make a series of rolls.
Okay.
We'll let the
Wake up, start firing.
We're just gonna start this way. Everybody's gonna make a roll whenever I ask to make a roll. We'll just make it in sequence. So we're gonna start with Daniel. Daniel,
You wake up.
Alertness.
no, make me a D100 roll.
63.
Okay. In 45 seconds, a minute and a half later, you see a squad car
Ooh.
come. Comes flying in. Jeff told me not to make noises anymore because he wants to add it. So it shakes the car as it goes flying past you. You see it pull up on the middle of the street, and you see it actually drives past the house, and he tees it right in the middle of the road to block off the road.
Yeah.
And you see him hop out, and he goes running up to the door, and you can see he's looking up. He's got his flashlight out, and he begins, searching. You can hear more sirens coming up. Sam and Roddrick, go ahead and make...
Me?
Yeah, it needs to be a stat roll.
Just see if you wake
Con
up.
by 5?
Yeah, we'll do con by 5. You need to fail it.
Probably not going to fail it. 76. That is a...
Failed it.
If you fail,
Or
you
no, I made it. Sorry.
76 is a fail. I forgot my con's low.
so you wake up. So you see...
I
Damn
scream.
my apnea.
I scream.
You're coming to
A deep
Grimm,
sleeper.
but it's going to take a minute.
I mean, I'll throw something at him or kick him.
So you guys, he's clearly got his flashlight. He's looking at the house. You see him intentionally flashing it up towards the windows. He's clearly looking for smoke. You can see with his other hands, he's got a flashlight in one hand. He's got his hand on a CB, and you see him squawking back and forth at the CB. He goes up to the front door and begins banging on it. You can hear him yelling.
What's going on?
We made a choice.
At this point, you hear more sirens. You see two. You probably see a ladder truck, an engine. A ladder truck and 2 engines go flying past now, with an ambulance shortly behind it. So at this point, you've already got 4 emergency vehicles, probably 10 or 15 people on the scene.
Lights flicking on in all the neighbors.
Oh yeah, no, the lights are starting to flick on in every house up and down the street. You see that the engine pulls up. You see that one of the guys hops out. He begins pulling hose off, and he starts reeling the hose back. The officer at this point is now walking around the house, and you can hear him yelling and screaming. Bang, 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 bang. You see him, he's taking the flashlight, and he's looking at the car itself. These guys now have spun off the hydrant. They've hooked up to the hydrant, and they're starting to charge the line. So you can see that they're pulling hoses off, and now you've got 3 or 4 firemen who have hopped off the engine, and they're headed towards the front door. They start yelling at the cop. The cop's looking at the driveway and the cars. Guys coming off. You probably have one guy with an axe. You've got a couple of guys who've got some oxygen slung on their backs. They don't have masks on yet, and they're conversing with the cop.
Guy with the axe. That's who we want to be.
Anything that any of you want to do so far?
Am I awake?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, we slapped you. We slapped you awake for sure.
What happened?
Just watch.
We called a fire.
Huh.
We're gonna see if we can't smoke this motherfucker out.
All right.
Literally.
But I think we need to get closer.
At this point, they've blocked the road. I don't know how far we can get.
Walk out and get
we
closer.
can get out of the car if that's
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Hold on. How are we going to reckon with... Is the guy next door, are his lights on?
Probably by now, yes. People are starting to come out of their houses.
He has seen us here.
Okay.
What was our whole shtick? Like, why were we here? Why were we checking in on him? Because if he sees us and notices us, is he going to start asking questions?
You made a roll and he fucked off. I don't remember.
I mean, it's dark. I'm not saying we get right up in the business, but we stand away from the opposite side of the house. But we need to see if anybody leaves, right? Or if whoever comes out. So we need to get close.
Okay.
I'm not saying we get...
Yeah, be able to stay in the shadows still. Because we don't want, if Barbas is in there and he comes out, we don't want him seeing us either at this point. I mean,
That's fair.
Said if you guys would wait to do it later in the morning, we'd be like, oh, we were coming here to give you an update. Phone wasn't working.
What, Lucas?
How are these houses set up? Like, is there a backyard to it? Is it all fenced in? Like, what's the deal?
There was a backyard.
There was a backyard.
I don't know if there was a fence. I don't remember.
Was it? Yeah,
There's probably a hedgerow in the back between him and the neighbors behind him.
right.
Just 'cause I didn't have to like climb over any fence or anything when I snuck around. I mean, both times. So, because there's clearly a backyard though, because that's where the shit got thrown was backyard.
Can't see the backyard. If somebody goes and pulls out the back door, we can't see him. It's not gonna fucking matter.
I mean,
The cop
just
went
around.
Cop
Like,
went around.
There are people out. I mean, I'm assuming that there are enough personnel on the scene that the house isn't probably securely surrounded,
One
but
would
there's
hope.
people.
One would hope. Go ahead.
It's not like 4 inmates or whatever you want to call them.
6 black dragons come out the door.
It's not like 4 patients didn't just go missing and they're not on camera going missing. So I mean, wouldn't be surprised if someone in the house goes missing without being seen. But yeah, Cody did say that the cop went around the house. So.
That's true.
I feel like if a black man flees from the house, that cop will probably stop him, not to get political.
Well, and it's not gonna be. I don't think. Like we said, we went over this. Barbas was.
We get Barbas lit the up. Oh no.
Barbas can't run. At least we don't think he can run. He's pretty sick.
Folds himself into an airplane and flies.
There you go. Paper airplane.
Folds himself into an airplane.
My God. That was it the whole time.
He is paper.
Actually turns into an origami
He's just a
swan and
page
flies away.
He's literally he's an anthropomorphic page from the book. That's what it is.
Ooh.
Ooh, that would be interesting. We got some
Solved
Paper Mario going on here now.
Did we ever see him turn to the side?
Paper Exeter.
He just turns to the side. You don't see him.
Yeah.
Oops.
Where'd he go?
Maybe the patients are turned to the side.
Did we
Oh,
ever
right.
ask them that? Brady's so mad.
No. It's fine.
What is all this going on for being serious?
No. It's fine.
We're just killing time while you're reading.
No, I'm just making some decisions as how the world will react to your decisions.
Probably not great, but that's
Yep,
okay.
probably not good.
Everybody roll something. I need some stats here.
Well, you have them.
are we trying to stay hidden? Or are we trying to? What are we trying to do?
I want roll alertness.
Fail.
Ooh, fail.
Pass.
Okay.
Also fail.
Yep. For those of you who pass, so it sounds like it's
Just me.
Deacon. You're sitting in such a way that you can see that there appears to be the officer is still surrounding the house, although at this point he is giving up the scene to the fire department.
Sure.
At this point, another car has arrived. It's probably the chief's car, and you could probably see a couple of firefighters. This case, they're going to be more in uniform. They're not actually going to be in turnout gear.
Gotcha.
Stepping out. You can see they're squawking on a CB to other guys. You guys can see, basically you see some activity at the back door, Lucas. You can see that it looks like someone exits the door and begins to converse with the cop.
Can I tell if it's male or female? Sheer.
Since you made the
Are they
alertness,
wearing sheer?
since you made the alertness roll, I'm going to go ahead and say it's definitely Barbas. Barbas has stepped out the back and is beginning to speak to the officer.
Okay. I start going. Hey, point it out.
At the same time that happens, you see that
Could I? Would you let me make a luck roll to see if I have some kind of
Disguise kit.
No, that's not what I want to do. Was it CB radio or something so I can
yes,
listen
you're
into
wanting
this?
to see. Sure, I'll give you a luck roll. Over or under?
I want to say under.
So less than 50.
55. No.
Nope. Not only do you not have one, the one you have is broken.
We didn't fail by that much.
Insult to
No,
Oh, that was a
critical
crit
fail.
fail.
yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
crit fail. You're right.
That's funny.
Lucas, make me a D100 roll.
21.
Okay.
Not a bad roll.
So at this point, and you all would see this, you see the fire department now is carrying a hose line, and they're coming up to the house. You can tell that they're looking and surveying. You can tell that the chief is directing things through. There's some pointing and some just some gesturing. You see Barbas come running around the side of the house, like towards the front. He appears to be yelling and screaming as best you can. Lights are on. People are coming out of their homes at this point, right?
Does he still look the same as we've seen him before?
Yeah.
Like skin-wise, skin
If he's
conditioning?
running, he's a little more lively than normal.
Hustling.
Yeah, I didn't think he was physically running. I figured he was just,
When you say run,
I know, but
the officer is coming with him. You can tell that the officer is coming back around to the front of the house. He appears to be irate.
Barbas
Appears to be irate and yelling. You can tell that the officer has his hands up and is trying to caution the situation. At which point you see the guy with the axe. You see him turn and he takes it to the front door.
Oh.
And in one quick chop, smashes the door. And they kick the door in.
I'm just chuckling at this point.
I feel like that's extreme.
Can I? Well, it depends on.
There aren't flames licking, right? We're not seeing flames.
You called for a fire.
Can I?
Yeah, but they wouldn't smash they only smash in a door like
If it's on fire.
As someone who has been there, I've seen guys where no smoke is showing and the guy pulled the axe and went to cut the front door down.
All right.
I mean, it's the heat of the moment.
You have
Quite literally.
given the NPCs a chance to play, so I'm making their rolls.
That was a good unintentional pun, Dave.
Can I make a roll to see if, because has Barbas only interacted with the police officer?
Yes,
Or-
he appears to be yelling at the fire department and the officer at this point.
So he physically interacted with the police officer, and then he went up front and just like yelled at the.
Yes.
Can we hear anything he's saying?
No. You went down the block, so no.
No, we came up closer.
We did move up closer.
Where are you at? It's very important before I continue that I'd establish where are you at. There was a big argument.
Didn't we go down a side street so that we were?
No, we only rolled back like 3 or 4 houses. So if we moved forward, I wouldn't move forward more than one house just to get close.
But we weren't going to
You're not going
drive.
to be able to move forward in the car.
No.
Because
Yeah,
No.
the
We're
fire
outside the car.
engines are in
We're
the way.
outside the car.
Okay, so you're standing on the street where?
Probably not enough to be in the lights.
Yeah, like not
The
directly in
flashing
front of
lights.
the home. A good diagonal to get.
Are there
to
street
see.
lights all down this place?
I would have to be at a diagonal to see the back door anyway.
Yes, I understand that. I just need to know where you are. So you're 3 or 4 houses down on the opposite side of the road.
Correct.
Sure.
Then probably at this last moment you hear Barbas scream, "You can't do this."
I want to make some kind of maybe is it psychology? What is it?
Sure.
I want to see if like the officer and Barbas knew each other. Is that what it is?
I don't know how you would establish that from here.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that.
Human,
That'd almost
maybe,
be more
but
like
even
humans,
then,
but than anything. Yeah.
that would be
Just
hard
by
to-
their body language, like
I mean, he is.
You can't tell. He's bristling though.
okay.
Yeah. So you see them enter into the house. And Barbas is like appears to be in a full-blown panic.
Is he following them back into the
is
house,
not.
trying to stop them or anything?
No, he is not.
He cast fireball on the fire department.
Yeah, is he just standing outside? Is he pacing? Is he talking to
He's
people?
standing right next to the officer.
They're not blowing up with water. Like they're waiting to see flames before they blow it with water.
Yeah, no, they entered into the house.
Gotcha.
So for those of you who are wondering why I'm doing this way, the fire department has rolled up. You have given me entire narrative control of what's going on. You all have been making rolls, and I have for NPCs.
That's fair.
The officer has come up and attempt to establish something. Barbas is clearly upset about what is going on. They, like you, have detected the smell of smoke, and they're going in. As he comes around and is yelling, that's about the time that the guy takes the axe to the door.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because at this point, they've heard no knock. There could be someone on there unconscious. They are making an entry because that's what the chief decided to do.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, sand rolls.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
oh, oh.
I got good sand.
Oh no. Fail.
Fail.
Pass.
Pass. No, that's
0
not-
if you
not
passed who
kicking in.
didn't pass.
Me.
D4.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say, Lucas, you take 1.
Daniel, do you have a D4 I can
I'd
borrow?
like to know why.
You're about to find out.
Wait.
I lost 2.
Okay.
Puts me at
three.
69.
Ooh, nice.
It's the 6th number.
So, a couple of things happen at once. Just gonna go out there. Entry is made. Okay. What you would do a lot of times is you would send basically what they call a search and rescue team. You're going to send in a small team just to analyze it. So the team got to the door, they made entry, they go in. As soon as the door opens, you hear some mechanical noises.
Oh, no.
Very loud. Then you hear screams.
Male or female?
Human.
I was about to say, it's probably hard to make it out if there's more than one.
The second this happens, you see Barbas turn, produce a P-22 out of his pocket, put it at the base of the officer's skull, and execute him in the lawn. Roll sand, please.
Oh!
We gotta roll sand again? Yeah. So we were rolling sand for the screams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fail.
We'll call it another D4.
Passed
Pass it again.
Passed
Oh,
by
can I
one.
see
Passed
this?
by one.
We'll call that one for the
I see a
pass.
D4 again.
Yeah.
Is it a D4 again?
Yes.
I rolled an I8. Is that just a fail?
Do I tick for violence as well?
Only one.
Yes, we'll
pass?
call that a tick for violence.
Was the other one a pass? Tick for helplessness?
No. I'm being a little facetious with them. So
A8 isn't any more than a D4?
yeah, did you pass? An
take your
8, you
violence.
should have passed.
Oh, yeah, it's a pass. Sorry. Never mind. Sorry. So it's a 1 if you pass?
Yeah, because you basically just saw Barbas execute this officer.
And we're,
I mean, I've seen people executed before,
Same?
so
Probably just shocking.
He then
Like, huh.
he then turns and points the gun at the nearest firefighter and pulls the trigger again. There are now more screams coming from inside the building as you see firefighters come rushing out. 3 of them went in.
so we see 2 of them come out.
Yes, one of them appears to be very bloody.
His blood or someone else's blood? Can we tell?
It's red.
It's red and he's staggering.
Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, I guess the more important question is, was it red blood? Because then, if it was the other kinds of blood, then maybe there's some
You're not
clear
wrong.
blood.
You said we had to check something for that, right?
Green-blooded
You can
hobgoblin.
you can check violence.
Okay.
Like, Ridley Scott's got a thing for white blood and androids. By the way, if you haven't seen Raised
Is
by
anyone
Wolves,
reacting
watch
to
that
Barbas
shit.
shooting this guy?
Yeah, they're freaking the out. I'm trying to
Police
decide.
officers aren't firing back?
No one's pulling a gun on
There
him?
was
would be
just
firing
one
back?
officer. It's just firefighters.
There was only
and
one police
EMS.
officer?
Yeah.
Okay.
This has all happened in about 3 minutes since you made that phone call. 3 to 5 minutes.
There's no first responders that are carrying guns. I know Massachusetts has the strict laws, but
Firefighters fight fires, not people.
Typically.
Some dude had an axe.
that does not mean that
He's
He
not
got-
carrying that axe anymore.
Yeah.
that does not mean that a first responder is not carrying a gun in his car when he responds to an emergency.
All right. Anyway, we will continue with this.
I'm Sam is gonna be like, what the what's your name, Deacon?
Yeah.
Fucking shoot him.
Put a stop to him because we don't have our guns on us.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to call the attention to
Yeah,
ourselves.
probably don't want to do that. Let's get the car and take off.
People are now starting to scream. Obviously, firefighters are running to get to cover. You see the chief is on his CB. You see Barbas turn the pistol on him.
No, we have to see what happens with Barbas.
Another bullet goes
We have
whizzing
to-
by. The chief ducks behind.
It's not a good shot.
It's f***ed up. Yes.
You continue to hear screams, but they're getting softer inside the house. Barbas now at this point, I mean, it's like horrific shooting. Nobody can do anything. Like police officer, or sorry, firefighters are just running in a sheer panic at this point.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
Nope. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna charge him. I'm gonna try to tackle him.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, now get out your gun.
Now I have to draw.
What's your dex score, Daniel?
My dex score is
Better be fucking
times
good.
5.
Yeah.
65.
Okay. You get to go first. So I will say that you can run towards him. What do you want to try and do?
I'm gonna try to subdue him. Like,
Roll me an unarmed attack.
Pick up that rock you keep tripping over and knock him in the head.
Cody made a
Unarmed
joke
attack.
about killing our characters at the beginning of this. I really didn't think it was going to happen.
that's a fail.
What makes this game fun?
Okay.
I was
84,
just
not a crit.
sleeping.
I wasn't supposed to be here today.
Daniel, you hear you're against me, you're all against me, and then he turns the P220 on you.
On me?
Absolutely.
He's got all these targets, and he pulls it on me.
You're closest.
You're running
You
towards
feel a bullet whiz past your ear. You're the only one in initiative order, so what do you want to do?
I'm going to try to subdue him again.
Okay, roll me a combat skill.
That is a pass.
Okay, what did you roll?
38 under 60.
On...
Unarmed combat. Unarmed combat.
I think you can do 1d4 minus 1 damage to him.
Is he
You'd have to look up the rules in
So
terms
point
of
blank
trying to
range?
disarm. Point blank doesn't count in unarmed.
Oh,
The only
sorry.
way you can do a
Sorry,
physical...
my fault. I'm like, wait a minute. Sorry.
Medium range. With
Every other
fists.
game we play, Daniel's got a gun. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to want to disarm him.
You'd have to look up the rules on combat and disarm. I think it's an opposed check.
I have a gun, I just haven't brought it.
I think it's strength for strength.
I would let you do that if you want. If that's what you want to do, you rolled what out of 60?
38 out of 60.
And you want to try and take the gun away from him?
Yes.
Okay. Then in that case, I will do it as a... It should be an opposed roll. I already made you run... What'd you roll? You rolled strength? Or did you roll...
That was
combat?
unarmed combat.
All right. Then he needs to roll his unarmed combat. Unarmed against you.
Okay. That's how we're going to do it. Then I'm not going to look it up right now.
He fails, so I'm going to say you wrestle the gun away from him.
I'm going to say, Barbas, what are you doing?
He screams, they can't know, they can't know, they can't know, and he tries to attack you with his fists.
Is he subdued?
No.
Mm-mm. I just got the gun
Just
away.
disarmed him.
He
Okay.
punches you in the mouth, Daniel.
Lucas, do you have a gun in your glove compartment?
I pull one.
No.
one
Do you have a gun in your glove compartment?
No, I pull one out of my waist and hand it to you if that's what you want.
No. Well, I mean, thematically, I was going to look in your glove compartment since you weren't doing anything.
No, I
What'd
just
you
hand
do?
it to you.
He punched you in the mouth for 1 damage. It's your turn, Daniel.
I'm going to try to sock him back.
Okay.
Does this game have a strength?
Pistol whip him.
I don't got a gun.
You took his.
No, I didn't.
It's unarmed. At this point, it's what do they call it?
I can't pistol whip him if I don't have anything to whip him with. I have my fist.
You did disarm him.
Yeah, I
him.
thought you took the gun.
Oh,
from your
okay.
hand.
I guess you're right. Is that going to do more damage than 1d4 minus 1?
I would think so.
Probably.
It's a blunt object, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how you roll. Hitting people with the back of a firearm is always a great idea.
I'm just going to hit him with my fist.
Okay.
I
Unarmed.
would, when I disarmed him, I would have grabbed the gun and threw it as far away as I could have.
Okay.
So Lucas hands me his gun. I'm going to start running towards this
What's your dex?
50.
Okay.
18 under 60 for unarmed combat.
You hit him again. Roll some damage.
Okay, so he takes 3 damage.
All right. You give him a good sock to the ribs, and you feel some crinkling, but you also feel like some ribs crack.
Which, in fairness, there's also negative modifiers if your strength is low
Yes.
enough.
Yeah.
So if your strength is lower than a 9, then you will have a negative
Yep.
bonus.
Says
It
2 on the-
doesn't. You feel It's weird. You sock him with a good one, and it doesn't really seem to phase him as much as you would think it would. Like, this should crack his ribs. Like, you hit him well. It didn't seem to.
So I didn't feel anything crack.
And not like you felt it would.
Okay.
It was like you hit, and he just crinkled in his chest area when you hit him.
Okay.
You delivered a solid body blow that you would think, would have cracked a rib or really damaged a sternum, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all. Troy, I will let you go next. So, and as you are walking across the street with a gun in hand.
Yeah.
Brady, I'm going to start filming with my phone.
Excellent. You start filming.
That's exactly what we wanted. I start filming with the brick phone. You open it up, it's got a big camera.
Ooh.
It's like a
You're about
camcorder.
halfway across the street.
Hold on your
Yeah,
shoulder.
I'm going to run up to him and initially just yell at Barbas to stop, like pointing the gun at him.
Okay. You run over and you point the gun at him.
Being like, I don't know, 8 feet, 10 feet away or something like that. I don't know.
What?
Can I ready an action? Is that a thing?
Is that a roll at least? Bureaucracy, persuade, something?
He's going to have to use his move. Inez is going to have to use her movement just to get over there, probably. Because in Delta Green, you just basically get to take an action. So if you took the gun from him, you're going to have to use your action just to walk over there. So you can be yelling at him while you're doing it.
Okay.
to the guy filming and to the other guy standing, you're beginning to hear sirens in the distance.
Yep.
More sirens. You notice that most of the firefighters have evacuated the scene at this point.
It's fair.
Barbas turns and tries to get a hold of you. Inez.
Okay.
Since this is a podcast and I just pointed at you. He grabs at the gun, but you're able to fight him off.
Okay.
Daniel's next action, unless anybody is jumping in and doing anything other than filming.
My dex is the same as his. I could do the same thing. I could bull rush him. Yeah, my dex is identical to his. So,
I mean, if you want to run across there, you can. If you want to run across the street,
I can run across and try to spear him, bring him down.
I'm going to assume you guys are far enough that it, just like for Troy, it's going to take your movement to get over there. So
Okay.
you start running across the
I
street.
start heading that direction.
Yep.
Guys want a heart attack, you come out in a dark hallway and a small child standing there waiting to use the bathroom. I was like, you scare me. I was not expecting you to be there.
Hi, Uncle Daniel.
It's your turn,
His head
Daniel.
starts turning.
Inez has run over and she's kind of pointing a gun at Barbas. Barbas tried to wrestle it away from her unsuccessfully.
Gonna swing at him again.
Okay.
That is a fail.
Okay.
Not a crit fail, luckily. Almost.
Inez,
We're hearing sirens in the distance.
make a. I'm going to assume you're a little bit engaged, so make an alertness roll. Flynn's standing there not doing anything other than framing the shot, so you probably don't realize that's happening. Like it's getting there, but it's far enough distant that you're not processing it yet. You're a little engaged with the guy who's trying to fight you for a gun that you just watched shoot some people. Shoot a person, shot at a bunch of other people.
I'm going to try to hit him clock him, like holding the gun, hit him with the butt of the gun.
Okay, roll me an unarmed attack.
Is it unarmed, technically?
Yeah, it's going to be unarmed. It's just going to be more. I will add some damage to it.
Hit.
Okay. Roll me a d4 and we'll call it a +1.
Plus any damage bonus you have.
I don't. So that would be 3.
You bring it down and he kind of like puts you swing with the gun and he kind of puts an arm up as if to block his face, and you smash right into his forearm and you feel some oomph, some crinkle, some thud. But it doesn't seem to phase him.
Now,
hit
is it
well.
is it like, are we like going into him? Like, is it?
He's not a rubber band man, no. He's not Gumby. It's not like you're hitting him and he's just paper or something.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any physical other than the feel. I didn't know if there was any
It's
visual.
like you're hitting something hard.
What's he wearing? How's he dressed?
He's just like you saw him before in a big heavy trench coat. He's actually wearing a miner's helmet.
I mean, he was doing something with
Like
machines.
with the little light on the front.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Is the light on?
Probably, yes.
That's fucking
he was in
funny.
there doing something.
He was mining.
All right, let's continue.
He again wrestles with Inez for the gun. He's all over her. Lucas, Deacon now can attack. If
I
you'd like.
gore his ass.
Make a roll.
I rhino gore his ass. I assume it's just unarmed combat, right?
Yeah.
How big are you?
How big am I?
Yeah.
Wait, where's that at on here?
Strength. That's your size. Also.
Strength is 70.
Oh, it's a hefty boy.
I'm pretty good size.
Just one below me.
Military man. Double 0? No, that is a miss.
Troy, make me a luck roll.
Hi. 86.
Okay. You manage to Barbas kind of moves as he sees Deacon coming. He tries to move you in front of and you happen to kind of push him back and you get out of the way as Deacon goes sprawling on the front lawn.
My shoulder blocked the turnbuckle.
Daniel.
Okay, so after me punching him and feeling that, and after seeing what Troy did to him and nothing affecting, I'm going to try to basically wrestle him to the ground. Someone can bring me some handcuffs off that dead officer, I'd hope. Well, I don't know if he's dead, but you said he shot him point blank.
did get
Yeah, he shot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, we can assume.
He's
Oh
probably
yeah,
dead.
he's dead. His brain matters.
Yeah,
all
so
over the front lawn.
I'm going to try to wrestle him to the ground and subdue him. Unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a fail.
Nope, not even a little bit.
I was worried it was a crit fail, but it wasn't.
Barbas is going to continue to fight with you. You can't stop this. Nothing you do will stop this. It is inevitable. And he again is just like wailing on you. You seem to be able to just keep pulling stuff away from him. Flynn, Grimm can now tell that the sirens are very close.
I'm holler out. I'm gonna stop the video and say, "Hey, we got company."
Lucas, Deacon is on the ground.
At this point, I think we have just cause for being here. I mean, there's a scene of
Violence.
many murdered officer, firefighters. Yes, our being here is suspicious, but we can explain that.
Yeah, that's not gonna be their biggest concern.
Dude, but here's the thing. Are we going to claim that we know him?
No.
I don't think we should. Yeah.
No, we were driving by.
Well, I'm just, making sure.
What are there grapple rules in this? I'm sure
That's what I was trying to figure out earlier, but
Try 55.
there's a pin. I see. What's that? What's
There
a
is
pin?
pen. Immobilizing the target.
Yep.
Either on the ground or up against something specifically, but I guess that could work.
You probably would have to take
If we have him subdued, we're less likely to get shot at by other officers, I think.
you probably have to unarmed take him to the ground.
Yeah, it's an unarmed combat to pin someone.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, at this point, I'm trying to I blew past him, so I'm jumping up and I'm going to try to put him in a full Nelson and get him on the ground.
Okay.
Rex Kwando.
Rex Kwando.
Wait a minute. He went before me. I didn't get a second time to go
Oh yeah, he did not get a go. You're not wrong.
this round.
He did
He
not get a
went
go
and
this
then
round.
you went for him.
What would you like to do, Trey?
Are you staying by the car?
I think at that point, if I'll yell that, and if they are still going, I would probably start moving over there to try to help. I am not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Well, they're all definitely fighters here. You've seen how effective it's been thus far.
Yeah. So
He's all up in your grill.
You might.
I know that, but
You might not want to have a gun in your hand when the other cops.
that was
show
my
up.
thought.
Yep.
I was going to throw the gun, but I didn't want to just throw it away. I was going to throw it towards him by the car.
well, I'm like moving over there.
I will throw it. I'll throw the gun towards the car.
Okay, so you've thrown the gun away.
Okay, I'll grab it and I'll
It's probably your action.
put it
unfortunately.
under the seat.
You can go grab it. I don't know that you can
Okay.
grab it and put it under the
Fair.
seat in action, but you now have it. Lucas,
Now it's my
Deacon's turn.
turn. All right. So now I will attempt a full Nelson. That is not 4.
Okay. You grapple him and you start to take him down to the ground.
Okay. I mean, according to the rules of pen, it's just a successful unarmed combat to pen someone.
Yeah.
So he is penned,
Sure.
which gives us, if for some reason you guys want to keep wailing on him, does give like a plus 20% or something.
But say if we're still in combat order, I just want to assist holding
Get
him
him.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that
a
would-
it's a
yeah.
plus 20. Let me find it again. I think it's a plus 20% for rolls.
The aim for this was to subdue him anyway, so I'm not
Right.
trying to cause him harm necessarily. I mean,
Not that we can. It seems
Yeah.
like. Goodness.
All unarmed or melee weapon attacks against a pinned target are at plus 20% bonus. An agent pinning the target can attack the pinned target on later turns. A pinned target can attempt to escape once per turn. See the escape action, but nothing else.
CQC,
so literally the only thing you
CQC.
can try to do is escape this point. And it doesn't tell me what page escape is on. Oh.
he's probably got.
Strength times 5 or
Misty
unarmed
Step or
combat,
something.
whichever is better.
Gotcha.
This acts as a defense roll against the character pinning your agent.
Sure.
So what if multiple people are pinning you? Not that they are yet,
It
but
will be a lot harder.
We'll just have to deal with it when it gets there. Daniel.
Yeah, I want to assist.
Okay.
On roll time plus what?
Plus 20% to your thing.
It's a 42 under 80, so yes.
Yep. So now it's pinned by 2 people.
Troy.
yeah, same thing. So is that a plus 40?
I don't know. It's going to be up to Cody's decision.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter anyways.
Okay.
I want to imagine what that fail looks like when someone's already pinned down. You're trying to hold them down. It's like you think you're helping, but you're not.
I'm helping.
I mean, I'm not very strong, so yeah, you know.
It's like you already got two big men on him, so you're just like, I got the feet, guys.
I'm going to say you guys get a bonus, and I'm going to make it a little harder on his roll, but there is no real ruling on what happens when more people mob him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him a chance, but I'm going to make it a lot harder than his normal skill roll.
That makes more sense.
Because he's going to try and escape. So if I get a really good roll, he escapes. If not...
Yeah. All right.
He is pinned.
Okay.
I don't know why I gave you the top action. What's your dex?
Dex score is 12 times
Okay.
5 is
Times
60.
5. Yeah.
Okay. So...
We're both at 65.
Yeah.
He'd just be ahead of me then.
Are you changing your action, Deacon, or are you continuing to
I'm
hold
going
him
to
down?
pin him until the cops get there.
Same.
So you're really the only one I'm concerned about, Flynn.
Yeah, I'm putting the gun passenger side seat under the seat, closing it, and then I'm going to go dog pile.
Okay, so you put it under the passenger seat. Well, you put it under the passenger seat. You step away from the car and you start heading back towards the group.
At least with us three, since
Are
Sam's
you changing your action, Troy?
No.
with Sam not being here, I want to try to discuss with them. What are we gonna claim we know him?
I don't think you have time for discussion. He continues to wiggle and fight. At this point, you hear screeching tires, slamming car doors, and people just screaming. You can all kind of tell. I guess Grimm doesn't actually make it that far. Grimm's kind of in the road. So I'll describe it to you.
Roll
rest
the
of you
Dodge vehicle.
Not always a bad thing.
No. Immediately, you see, like I said, you see cop cars just T-bone. You see doors fly open, and like they're aiming at you immediately.
My hands go up.
No, they're get on the ground, get on the fucking ground.
I get on the
fucking ground, you piece of shit.
That was rude.
Like all of a sudden, like just out of nowhere, there's like cops that just show the up from everywhere. Screaming, yelling.
Probably got cops from multiple districts.
I mean, someone had to describe the shooter, right?
You take 2 points of damage as somebody comes up over to you, slams your face into the ground, and cuffs you.
Good God.
And drags you away from the scene. Like you're
Hey.
being dragged on your belly and or face.
We got our way into the precinct, guys.
So, about this Barbas fellow.
I have a blood thing in my pocket. Can you just check that while I'm here?
Let's see. Dog pile.
Someone had to
feel-
have described the shooter. I would hope so.
You three begins to start hearing some screaming. Get up, get on the ground, put your hands on the back of your head. What do you three do?
I'm gonna.
Did you take the gun at all?
I took the gun and
He threw
tossed
it. He
it.
tossed it to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I was. I'm gonna make sure that the gun is nowhere around us. If it is, I'm gonna just try to kick it further away. But 'cause I don't want Barbas to get to the gun.
I'm gonna say
You're
that
all going to hear that, but you all have actions at different points. So
I'm gonna say this is your shooter. We have him subdued.
Citizen's arrest.
yeah, because once you have open shots, that's absolutely they just follow the book 100%. You guys are again hearing, fuck it.
I'm aware. I'm aware with what I'm getting into, but this.
Okay.
I'll let him go.
3 D100 rolls.
I'll let him go.
I don't want to let him go.
Just give me your numbers.
Odd 8.
22.
20.
Ooh. Those are all really, really good rolls. I owe you one later, Troy.
Cops can't shoot straight.
No.
They're not gonna shoot at us.
I wouldn't put it past
This is
him.
Cody.
That's
It's Boston PD.
They're also.
You lose control of your limbs entirely, Inez. As you feel something hit you,
Taser.
and you just start screaming. Her body is flopping all over the place. And you can feel rough. You can, you feel prongs as much as you can insert into your body, and you are twitching all over the damn place.
Can you not make a con roll to resist it?
It's electricity.
No.
Have you not seen someone get tasered and still keep going?
Only on bath salts.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't tase me, bro.
Are you doing anything?
I'll let him go and kneel down with my hands behind my head.
Okay. You eat shit really hard into the concrete as well. You take 2 points of damage as
The concrete or the yard?
Oh no, that's
I'm
the
confused
thing.
at this
As
point.
soon as you go like this, like there are 4 hands on you. You feel like guns pressed uncomfortably close to your face, and you eat shit. Like their literal goal at this point is to try and knock you the fuck out by bouncing your head off the pavement because they feel like they get
how
away
many
with
hit
it.
points?
2 points of damage.
Yeah, I assume they were probably pushing you forward or whatever.
No, I got an armor +3, so I take nothing.
No, it's to your face.
Okay.
I can't wait for the cops to find out that you're wearing illegal body armor.
He's wearing
Illegal?
He's wearing a mining helmet too. You know,
Daniel.
I'm still gonna keep holding the body. Keep holding him down.
Okay.
You want me to roll for it?
Yes, actually.
That's a 40 under 60.
Okay. You rolled 40 under 60.
Yes.
Okay. As you get tased and you flop off and you get removed, Barbas wiggles and gets out from under Roddrick, and you all see him sprint across the yard.
There goes your shooter.
And as he sprints across the yard,
He's getting
They're gonna light him
You
up.
s-
cheesed.
you see him. You see him bend down, and he picks up. He goes to pick up the gun that was on the cop, and you guys see it's damn open season. His brain explodes like a f***ing watermelon. As gore and viscera, you're pretty sure one of the cops reloads. It is a f***ing firefight. Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.